Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The diagnostic trouble code, DTC P050B, signifies a performance issue with the cold start ignition timing control system in the Honda Civic models from 2006 to 2011. This system is crucial for ensuring optimal engine performance during cold starting conditions, which means when the engine is first started from a cold state. The affected components include the crankshaft position, CKP sensor, which monitors the position of the crankshaft to assist in timing the ignition. Another key element is the throttle actuator control valve, which helps regulate air intake into the engine for proper combustion. Proper functioning of the intake air duct is essential to ensure the correct flow of air into the engine, while the MAF, mass airflow sensor, measures the amount of air entering the engine, influencing fuel mixture adjustments. When any of these parts underperform, it can lead to increased emissions and engine misfires, significantly affecting the vehicle's operation. Understanding the implications of DTC P050B is vital for proper vehicle maintenance and repair. DTC P050B indicates a problem within the cold start ignition timing control system. Central to this system is the crankshaft position CKP sensor, found near the engine's crankshaft. The purpose of the CKP sensor is to monitor the crankshaft's position and rotational speed, thus aiding in timing ignition events. In addition, the throttle actuator control valve directly influences air intake by controlling throttle plate position, which is located within the throttle body assembly. The MAF sensor, located in the intake air duct, measures the volume and speed of airflow entering the engine, providing essential data for fuel management. A blockage or malfunction in the intake air duct can lead to airflow issues, affecting the engine's air-fuel mixture. If any of these components malfunction, they contribute directly to the performance problems indicated by DTC P050B. Several factors may lead to the appearance of DTC P050B. First, poor electrical connections can disrupt the signals necessary for optimal operation of the ignition timing system. This could also include issues related to worn or damaged wiring harnesses. Next, if the air cleaner housing is damaged, it may allow contaminants or incorrect airflow into the engine, adversely affecting performance. Additionally, a dirty air cleaner element can restrict airflow, leading to improper air-fuel mixture ratios, which is critical during cold engine starts. The condition of the CKP sensor and its related pulse plate is also pivotal. If either is damaged or operating improperly, it can severely impact ignition timing control. Each of these potential issues needs careful inspection to determine the underlying cause of the DTC. When DTC P050B is triggered, there are several noticeable symptoms that drivers may experience. One of the most immediate signs could be difficulty starting the engine, especially during colder temperatures. This might manifest as extended cranking time before the engine starts, or a failure to start altogether. Another symptom is a rough idle during the initial warm-up period. This is indicative of improper ignition timing. Increased emissions may also be observed, as an inefficient combustion process due to incorrect timing can lead to unburned fuel being expelled, resulting in higher levels of pollutants. Lastly, potential engine misfires can occur if the ignition timing is consistently incorrect, creating performance issues and possibly damaging the engine over time. Awareness of these symptoms can aid in early diagnosis and resolution of the underlying issues. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P050B involves turning the ignition switch to the on-to position. This action powers the vehicle's electrical systems without starting the engine. It's crucial to then check for any pending or confirmed diagnostic trouble codes, DTCs, using the Honda Diagnostic System HDS tool. The presence of any DTCs other than P050B can redirect your troubleshooting efforts to address different underlying issues. The HDS allows you to document freeze data and any onboard snapshots, which are essential for understanding the context of the current or past issues faced by the vehicle. This comprehensive review helps in formulating a clear diagnostic pathway before proceeding directly to code-specific solutions. If no additional DTCs are found, you can confidently move to the next step in the diagnostic sequence. In this step, your focus shifts to the intake air duct. You will need to inspect it for any signs of poor connections or potential blockages that could hinder airflow. A blocked intake air duct can severely impact the performance of the ignition timing system, especially during cold starts, by providing an inadequate air supply to the engine. If there are any issues found during this inspection, such as disconnected hoses or debris blocking airflow, you will need to address those problems before proceeding. If everything appears normal and no obstructions are present, you'll confidently advance to the next check. The importance of this step cannot be overstated, as proper airflow is fundamental to achieving optimal combustion conditions. Ensuring the integrity of the air duct is key to the effective functioning of other critical components. The subsequent step requires you to assess the air cleaner housing for any visible damage. This component plays a vital role in filtering out contaminants from the air before it enters the engine, thus protecting sensitive engine components. Any cracks or fractures in the housing could compromise its ability to maintain an airtight seal, allowing unfiltered air to enter the intake. If you discover that the air cleaner housing is indeed damaged, it should be replaced immediately to restore optimal airflow and filtration effectiveness. If the housing appears intact, you can move on to the next inspection without worry. Immediate attention to the air cleaner housing can prevent larger engine issues down the line, promoting better performance and efficiency. At this point in the troubleshooting process, it's time to inspect the air cleaner element itself for dirt or debris accumulation. The air cleaner element is tasked with filtering incoming air, preventing harmful particulates from entering the engine. A dirty or clogged air cleaner element restricts airflow, which can lead to a variety of issues, including poor performance during cold starts. If you find that the element is dirty, it should either be replaced or cleaned thoroughly, depending on its condition. After dealing with any contamination, you can continue on to the next step to ensure a more precise airflow is restored. Regular maintenance of the air cleaner element can prevent many issues tied to air intake and improve engine performance. Before proceeding with further diagnostics, allow the engine to cool down until the value of the engine coolant temperature ECT sensor 1 reads 122 degrees Fahrenheit, 50 degrees Celsius or less. The ECT sensor is critical as it informs the engine control module, ECM, about the engine's temperature, which directly affects fuel mixture and ignition timing calculations during cold starts. Ensuring the engine is at the correct temperature is important for accurate testing of the ignition timing control system. If the engine temperature is higher than this threshold, it may lead to inaccurate diagnostic results. Therefore, use your diagnostic tools to verify the ECT reading closely before taking the next steps. This precautionary measure can save you time and effort by ensuring a proper assessment of DTC P050B. Once the engine has cooled to the appropriate temperature, clear the Diagnostic Trouble Code DTC using the Honda Diagnostic System HDS tool. This step resets the system, allowing you to evaluate the engine's performance from a clean state. After clearing the code, proceed to start the engine and let it idle for at least 10 seconds. This duration is critical. It allows you to observe initial running conditions without interference from previous conditions noted in the system. Following this brief testing period, further observations will be made regarding the operational status of DTC P050B, checking if it reappears as you monitor the engine's performance for irregularities. This methodical unwrapping of the diagnostic situation helps isolate any persisting issues effectively. After allowing the engine to warm up briefly, the next step involves monitoring the onboard diagnostics OBD status displayed through the HDS. This monitoring specifically checks for the presence of DTC P050B along with noting its status, whether it has passed diagnostics or failed. If the diagnostic results yield failed indication, you will continue to subsequent troubleshooting steps to identify the underlying issues further. Conversely, if you see passed, this indicates the ignition timing control system is functioning correctly within the assessed parameters at that moment. At this point, if the report indicates intermittent failure or out of condition, it suggests that further insight into connections at critical sensor points must be evaluated for unresolved issues. It remains crucial to keep an eye on all related data throughout the diagnostics process. In this step, it's necessary to inspect the ignition timing to verify whether it's functioning correctly. Ignition timing refers to the precise moment the spark plug ignites the air-fuel mixture in the engine's combustion chamber, which is essential for engine efficiency. Use the diagnostic tools to analyze operational parameters, checking if the timing aligns with manufacturer specifications. If the ignition timing appears to be correct, you can move forward with the diagnostics. However, if discrepancies are observed, comprehensive troubleshooting is essential to address and correct those timing issues. Accurate ignition timing is paramount for overall vehicle performance, fuel efficiency, and emission control. Being thorough in this inspection ensures that the subsequent steps can take place under optimal conditions. Should the ignition timing be found out of specification, the next step involves checking the crankshaft position (CKP) sensor along with the CKP pulse plate for damage. The CKP sensor is critical for determining the position and rotational speed of the crankshaft to aid in timing the ignition. Similarly, the CKP pulse plate works in tandem by providing necessary signals to the engine control module. Inspect both components thoroughly for physical damage or wear, which could lead to erratic performance. If any damage is discovered, replacing the CKP sensor or the pulse plate may be necessary to restore proper functioning of the ignition timing control system. Understanding these components and their interrelation to engine performance is crucial, ensuring the vehicle operates under optimal conditions. As you move forward, conducting the electronic throttle control system (ETCS) test using the HDS is vital. This testing phase focuses on assessing the health of the throttle actuator control valve, located within the throttle body assembly. The throttle actuator plays a significant role in regulating engine air intake, and any malfunction here can directly contribute to performance issues linked to DTC P050B. If the actuator is found to be functioning normally, you may proceed to the next steps of your troubleshooting. However, if it's revealed to be faulty, it necessitates replacing the entire throttle body to ensure appropriate air management to the engine. Thoroughly conducting this step guarantees that airflow regulation is uncompromised, thus contributing to unbiased analysis of the ignition timing control system. Once all necessary repairs based on the previous diagnosis steps have been completed, it's time for final verification. Begin by clearing any DTCs present in the system using the HDS. Following this, conduct a test drive of the vehicle to evaluate performance under normal driving conditions. Pay close attention to any signs of struggle during starting, rough idling, or any other symptoms related to the earlier diagnostic findings. During this test drive, ensure that no additional trouble codes reappear. Should the vehicle operate normally without any further issues, this will confirm that the repair was successful. This final verification ensures that the ignition timing control system is functioning as it should, thereby restoring optimal operation to your Honda Civic. To prevent the recurrence of DTC P050B and maintain optimal engine performance, it's essential to implement a consistent preventive maintenance schedule. Start by regularly checking the air cleaner element, ensuring it's clean and free from excessive dirt and debris, which helps maintain proper airflow and protects engine internals. Additionally, routinely inspect all electrical connections and wiring associated with critical components, such as the CKP sensor and throttle actuator. Ensuring these connections are secure will help mitigate issues related to electrical failures. Furthermore, keeping the engine compartment clean not only promotes better airflow, but also allows for earlier detection of any leaks or deterioration in components. Regular checks and maintenance can greatly extend the life of your vehicle's ignition timing system and enhance overall engine efficiency. In conclusion, understanding DTC P050B is essential in addressing cold start ignition timing control system issues in the Honda Civic models from 2006 to 2011. Notably, key contributing factors include blockages in the intake air duct, the condition of the air cleaner housing and element, as well as the integrity of the CKP sensor and throttle actuator. Recognizing the symptoms, such as difficulty starting and rough idling, is pivotal for timely diagnosis and ensuring corrective actions are taken. Timely repairs not only promote optimal vehicle performance, but also safeguard against more costly repairs down the line. By following the outlined troubleshooting steps and adhering to preventive maintenance, vehicle owners can effectively manage issues related to DTC P050B and maintain their Honda Civic in excellent working condition. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.